Nice.
That was impressive.
Now I feel inspired.
There's no shame here.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Roll.Hit.Die. I am your Dungeon Master, Henry, and with me, as always, are my friends. Let's say hi, friends.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, also known as Sarvis.
I'm Janelle, playing Bloom Shakalaka.
And I'm Sam, your friendly neighborhood halfling peanut.
I'm David, also known as Janos.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Good. Okay, well, to pick up where we left off last time, we are all in a tunnel leading from the Underdark to the Above World. Excuse me. Orion is leading you this way to, he said, a town called Exhaustion, which lies on the outside of some mines that this tunnel will eventually open up to. So, you have just defeated a fire elemental and some mephits that were lurking in a big pit. You are accompanied by a young version of the wizard Dromik, who seems pretty forthcoming for some sort of version of an evil wizard. And I believe you were just going to sort of take a long rest and maybe level set, talk through some stuff, because you've been on the run and haven't really had a chance to talk through any of what's happening and what's happened in the last few episodes. So, with that in mind, what's everybody doing?
Yeah, I think we should take a long rest, and then I think we planned to sidebar and discuss some things.
So when you say sidebar, do you mean just the party and Orion?
I think just the four of us.
Okay. And Orion will watch the kid and keep him from and or trip him at the edge of the pit.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd be
All
doing
right.
us a
Yeah.
favor.
So he hunkers down, build a little campfire. They start breaking out the rations and having a little snack. Orion, by the way, looks like total crap. I mean, he's not like, he didn't take any damage during your flight from the battle, but you can tell that he's been mistreated for months down here in the Underdark as a slave. So he looks like he's really enjoying the chance to get off his feet and, sit by the campfire near the pit and just enjoy some downtime. So, what are we talking about? Discuss amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I think we, go far enough away from the campfire that they can't hear us. I think Bloom would want to tell everyone, or kind of talk to everyone about what happened after Lolth, and
Okay.
specifically the dreams that at least I had, and everyone else probably had. So yeah, I guess I just quickly summarize what happened in my dream and how it was about Lolth, who was originally Arashne, and how I learned a little bit about the Song of Eternity. So that was kind of what my dream was. What about you, Peanut?
That's interesting. I had a dream that I was in a place of sort of like an absence of light and sound, but then Dromik appeared and started to essentially beg for forgiveness.
Interesting.
For what? I'm not sure.
Janos, what about you?
So, in my dream, I was in a library, and I was going through some books and obtaining power, and it reminded me of my past and how I've accumulated the powers that I have today. But at some point, Dromik actually showed up in my dream as well, and he gave me the sense that he was just like me. He was a person that just wanted power and didn't know how to stop. So it definitely rings home that I need to be careful of going down the path that I'm in.
Crazy. What about you, Sarbis?
Yeah, those are all interesting. I guess I had a dream too. I was walking around the Drow City. It was very quiet. Looked like it had been after a battle, but not really much aside from that.
Insight check.
Okay.
Close to the aquatic vest.
Okay, let's make this a contested check. So Sarbis will roll deception because she is withholding a fair amount of information there. And Janos, if you want to, just because I think her dream was much less eventful, it doesn't quite seem like on the same page as everyone else's, sort of important visions, then you may suspect something. So feel free to roll that insight, and we'll see who gets the higher, the deception or the insight.
All right.
13.
Oh,
Okay.
I got a 10.
Oh no.
Okay. So, so Janos, I think you obviously can't know what her dream really was, but you do get the sense that she's holding something back. And I mean, honestly, Sarbis is sort of the quiet type, silent but deadly, some might call her. I think this is not unusual, but at the same time, you can't help but wonder, like, why is her dream so boring compared to like our dreams of Dromik and Lolth, and there must be something else going on here. So that gets your wheels spinning a little bit, but at the same time, Sarbis well enough to know that you cannot force her to tell you anything more if she doesn't want to tell you. So yeah, what can you do?
Just put my hand on her shoulder. I'm like, okay.
Just look at you like, what are you doing?
Don't touch me.
Do it again, and I will shoot it off.
Right.
Sorry.
We can also talk about what we want to do with baby Dromik.
Yeah.
The kid. I mean, pros and cons.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear some pros. 'Cause honestly, I'm not seeing any.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Bloom has a sensitive side, and being chaotic good, I think she would struggle a little bit with killing him, especially if we can find the means to help remove the bomb. Like if he's not truly evil, this might be like a nature versus nurture situation. Maybe we can find a way with Gorham, who's like the lore master, and maybe he can help us figure out a way to remove the bomb. But yeah, he seems forthcoming, up to this point. So I don't think he's necessarily a threat, but I could be convinced.
I mean, he's kind of a walking threat.
That's true.
We have to we have to protect him, or he's gonna blow us all up.
Yeah, he's one slip and fall away from going boom.
Going bye-bye.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Iron Man bomb.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could talk to him and try to get a sense of what does he want to do, because at the end of the day, there's not that much that we can do with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
We can maybe leverage his insight into Dromik, if he wants to join us in the fight. But maybe he's too young to really, help us in any way.
Mm-hmm. I guess maybe if we find out that he would choose Dromik over us at some point, or he believes in their cause, then maybe that would be reason enough too.
I think we should definitely ask some clarifying questions.
Okay. I vote Peanut, you do it, since you have high deception.
It's a thoroughly fair point.
And also remember, he really enjoyed your singing.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
You could sing your questions to him, and he could. No, probably not. No. Okay, fair enough.
Tell me your secrets now.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We should go back and kind of interrogate him a little bit.
I think we can go as a party. Yeah.
Cool. And I don't think you guys have had a chance to really catch Orion up on more than just a very rough sketch of what you guys are doing down here and who or what Dromik might be or who that kid might be. So if anyone wants to have that discussion with him, maybe that doesn't have to happen right now, since we all need to be sort of focused on what's this kid saying, as Peanut questions him. Maybe that happens later, but just, he's probably wondering why you're asking all these weird questions to this kid.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea for Ryan to know. And I think since Sarbis isn't really 100% in agreement on the interrogation, she can go and she can catch him up to speed.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
So I guess depending on what his answers are, do we have a way to signal? I mean, Sarbis, are you going to be the one who pulls the bowstrings?
I think so. I mean, do we have a code word or anything that we want to call out?
Porcupine.
I like pancakes.
All right. So I'm listening for porcupine or pancakes.
What about porcupine pancakes?
Or porcupine pancakes.
Love it.
Okay.
That's a mouthful.
Well, okay. And I'm assuming you're not going. Well, it's not like Sarbis to be obvious about anything, but I was going to say you're not going to stand there with your bow leveled at the kid's face, like, be careful how you answer these questions, boy.
And I'll probably kind of walk off to the side and just kind of keep an ear out.
Yeah, that's smart.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you actually before you come back, everybody give me a quick stealth roll. And this is just a general, like, making sure you were being, hushed in your conversation.
Got a 20.
19.
15.
Oh no. I got a 5.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, this isn't too bad because, Bloom's side of the conversation was more like, should we trust him? She wasn't the one who was like, we need to kill this kid and we need to kill him now. And plus, your dream had more to do with Lulth and Arashne and not with him specifically. So I don't think he would have overheard anything from you that would be alarming. So that's all good.
Okay.
So you make your way back to camp, and he and Orion are hunkered down by a small but cheery campfire. And if you didn't know better, it could look like idyllic little campsite, restful and cozy. But the kid looks up at you as you come back, and he's not dumb. I'm sure he realizes that you've been talking about what to do with him, but at the same time he doesn't look too worried. So Peanut, I think you are going to are you going to take him aside or just going to start questioning him at where he is?
Peanut just sort of waddles over to him and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, how are you holding up, kid?
I'm okay, I guess. I'm just glad I'm out of there. That city was... Do you think anybody's gonna be left alive in there? It looked pretty bad.
Well, the important thing is that we're all still alive.
Yeah, I guess.
And I was curious, how did you come to be there?
Yeah, I mean, he, they, all the.
I'll say it for you, kid. All the other Dromiks.
I really don't like that name. I wish you wouldn't call me that name. It's it's not even really a name. It's like, do you know, how does it go? There's that old joke where the half orc walks into the bar and he's got a big handful of poop, and he says, "Look what I almost stepped in."
I've heard that one.
It's like that. Like, he found this thing, but Dromik means found, but it means it in that kind of way, like where you found something gross or you almost did something gross, like that kind of. I found this poo poo, and I almost stepped. I'm not doing a good job of explaining it, but it's not a nice name.
I totally understand what you're saying. Would you like to?
Yeah.
Would you like to leave that life behind?
I don't even know what that life is. I was raised in this temple. I don't even know who my mom and dad were. I don't know who they were or are, if they're still alive. And the people at the temple, those guys were not nice. They gave me that name, that like ugly name, just like, look what we found. And I don't know. I don't want that life. But then this guy shows up and he says he's me, and I guess I believe him because he looks, kind of like me. I mean, like, he looks like I could look when I'm old, but I would see people do magic at the temple sometimes, but it was nothing like what he could do. And he transported me, and he says through time, and that's where he came from, that he was me in the future, and he's pulling me out of the past. And I don't quite understand how that works, but then he just pulled me into this room full of like all these other like versions of me, I guess, both of us, and like some were young and some were old, and then they decided to attack this place, and we all teleported in. And I don't even know what your question was now, mister, but this is all really crazy.
Well, let me ask it this way. If you had the choice to go back to where you were, or to go somewhere that held a little more promise, what would you choose?
You mean back to the battle, or back to the temple?
Back to the temple.
I don't want to go back there, but I don't know where else I would go. I don't know my family, if I even have any. Those guys in there, the wizards, they're sort of my family, but they're like me, so they're not really my family. So
That
I don't
sounds
know what
really
to call
confusing.
them. It really is. Like, part of me is like that. They're kind of like a dad, because they're like an old version of me, but then they're just, I don't know. And they put this exploding thing on me, and like, that's not what, I don't think that's what family does. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The temple was bad, but this seems even worse. And you're like talking about like a better life, and I'm like, okay, but I don't know. Yeah, sure. Give me a better life. I'll take one of those, please.
When you came to the Underdark for battle, you said you had a staff, and it's out of charges. Did you use it on the drow?
I don't really want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
It's okay. You can tell us.
Give me a persuasion check, please.
19.
Persuasion check. 18.
Okay. Yeah, I used it. They taught me how to use it, and I don't know if I I don't know if I killed anybody, but I used it and I hurt some people, and some of the drow, and they but it was only the ones that were like coming right at me. They were going to kill me, and I just had to do something. I didn't know what else to do, and I said I didn't want to talk about it.
I got you. So Janos looks at the kid and he says, "It's okay, kid. War is cruel. Don't worry about it. We've all done things that we regret. When you were at the temple, you and Dromik picked you up. How long were you there with the rest of them?"
Wait, you mean how long was I at the temple? Like my whole
No,
life that I
afterwards.
remember. I don't know. It sort of blurred together, but it was probably like, I don't know, like maybe half a year, 5 months, 6 months. I don't know. I feel like the seasons changed, but I don't know other than that.
You must have seen other Dromiks or other kids just like you come in and out. Were they like you? Were they the same as you, or what was the difference between you and them?
I mean, some were almost exactly the same. It was weird. Like it's like it's like having a twin, and but not really, because they were different. But you know, some of our memories were the same, and some of them lived in the temple, but some of them lived in other places, and some were a little bit older than me, and they said they came from the temple too, but that doesn't make sense, because how could he take me from the temple when I was younger, and then I still be there when I'm older for him to take it? Like, it doesn't, I don't understand it, and I try not to think about it too much because it really kind of freaks me out. But
when you say they,
but the youngest one I ever saw, what?
When you say they, who's they, and did they raise you? Like, did you do schooling? Did they train you in magic?
I mean, there were other kids there, not like me, not like other me's, but there were some other kids there sometimes, and I've never been to school, so I don't really know if it was like school, but sometimes they would teach us things, but it was just like how to do stuff that needed to get done around the temple, but they didn't like teach us how to like do magic or anything. I mean, some of them knew how. I saw them do magic, but they didn't teach me anything. I didn't start learning any magic stuff until Dromik took me to live with all the others of us. But they tried to teach me. I couldn't get it. I mean, I learned just enough to like know how to use that staff, and I think I might have cast light one time where it worked, but I was not good at it. It was hard for me. I don't know why. And some of them it was so easy. Like some of them showed up already knowing a lot of stuff, and I don't know why I can't do it. But I don't know. I guess we're just a little bit different, even though we're a lot alike. Some of us. I don't know.
Do we have any other questions, or do we want to sidebar again?
Got a few.
Okay.
So if you know, kid, like we're not totally safe. Let's say that we keep on going and Dromik finds us. What will you do?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, if we see him, or you know, we're running away. So what if he like comes after us?
I'm running away too.
Finds us?
I mean, I'm running away too. Oh, you want to know if I'd like whose team I'm on? I mean, unless you put unless you put a bomb on me, like I feel like you guys are pretty okay compared to him, because he's like this thing. Even if it's not not blowing up, it hurts. And he was willing to just let me be a kid that blows up because I couldn't do anything else much.
Kid, we weren't here really trying to help Dromik. We were trying to stop him from just finding the artifact that he's trying to find in the Underdark. There's a chance that we might be able to take you somewhere and get the bomb off of you. But you've seen now what Dromik can do. Is there any chance that you would join us in trying to stop him?
What? You mean like fight him? I mean, he's like crazy powerful, and there's so many of him. Like, I blow up if you hit me. That's all I got. I don't know what you... I mean, you guys seem... I mean, you seem better than him. Maybe not her. And he kind of side eyes at Cyrus. She seems like she's... I don't know. There's something about her that reminds me of him. And he like just looks at her for a long time. But the rest of you guys seem really nice. And I mean, I would try to help you not get killed by him, but I don't see what I could do.
Well, you ain't gotta cast stuff at him. Just if you know what he's doing, if you can help us understand him, that's plenty of help.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most of the older ones knew at least most of the plan. I don't even know which one was really in charge. It seemed like the guy that came and got me from the temple, it seemed like he was in charge for a while, but then maybe I was just thinking that because he was the first one I met or whatever, but I honestly don't even know which one was in charge and making the plans, or if it was like a group of them all making plans together. And they didn't really, I mean, they tried to teach me magic, but they didn't really tell me what the plans were, other than hey, when we get there, you're going to have to, fight. And when you die, you're going to blow up. And I heard him talking about stuff sometimes, but I don't know what the big grand idea is. So I don't know.
Okay.
That's okay, kid.
Yeah.
I just look at the rest of the group and shrug.
I think we should sidebar.
Yeah.
Here's a kind bar.
Okay.
Go sit by the fire.
I
wanted
just
one.
so you know, I'm allergic to peanuts. Is this what's this got in it?
Sarbis is eat it now.
Don't chew it. Just swallow it.
Yeah.
Don't give him any water.
It's peanut free. Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Go have your sidebar. I'll just sit here. Do we want to sort of have the sidebar with Orion? I'm interested exactly what Sarbis is going to say to him about this kid, and how it might affect how he deals with the kid in the future.
I kind of thought him and Sarbis kind of would have been within earshot, kind of listening to everything we said. So it would be nice to get his perspective as well as hear from Sarbis.
What's this is Orion talking, by the way. So the kid with the bomb, he's one of these Dromiks that you're trying to mess with, right? What? You want me to kill him? Is that this? I mean, I've done some shit. I'll do some more shit.
I've seen some things.
Well,
We can wait till he goes to sleep, and I will slit his tiny little throat.
oh no, I hear
It
you.
would not be the
I was
first
gonna
time
throw him in the
slit
pit.
the throat of a slip. Oh, well, that's... I don't know if that's more humane, but that'll work. Yeah.
Is this just this talk between Sarbis and him, or is this all of us?
No, this is just Sarbis and
Just making
Orion.
sure.
Well, you guys talk to the kid. Okay. Is that what this is? You want me to finish him? Oh wait, he'll blow up.
Well, we can't. Yeah, we can't slit his throat. I was just gonna toss him into the pit. But you know what? The rest of the team, they want to talk to him. There's a chance that they can get him on their side. I'm letting them do their thing. but I'm ready. I'm waiting.
So wait, I don't get it. So they think this kid, what's he gonna do? What is he, 9?
I don't know.
Okay, the amount of
What-
the amount of sass that
what's-
I'm hearing over there just needs to stop. Just kidding.
You guys are busy.
I mean, yeah, you can't hear this.
I have elf ears, okay?
Oh, okay. So wait a second. They want him to come with us pretty much wherever we go.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I know.
there.
But you know what?
There's.
I trust them. If they've got a plan, we'll see where it goes.
You trust those folks. I mean, I assume you've been through some stuff together, but they seem soft to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot.
Okay.
If they
I mean,
have a
I get it.
plan,
I'm half surprised that they're not making a decision to kill the kid without us knowing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if nothing else, the kid gives us a bomb. I mean, we could always drop him on somebody.
yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, that flying guy, the pretty boy. Yeah, I think if he could take him into the air and drop him on somebody, I like that. But other than that, I don't see why we're keeping this kid around. Anyway, this is
as like y'all are talking and we're having like the conversation, Jan's just like sketching some stuff like on a little piece of paper, and the sketch is like an undead dragon with like a kid flying into its mouth.
But is he like
Coming up with
showing it behind his back
schematics.
to us? That's awesome.
Playing charades back
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Is it about the time where we're done talking with the kid? Like, are we at the point where we would all say
and I think Orion just sort of shrugs and spends the rest of the time eavesdropping and just sort of listening in, because he's kind of incredulous, just like Sarbus is. He's like, I don't get it. I mean, you don't know him as someone who would like just hurt a child, but at the same time, if this is like an explosive evil wizard, that's where we're at. Okay, sidebar.
Okay. Bloom having a soft spot in her heart and being chaotic good. I feel like she would have a hard time killing him at this point, knowing that he does seem very honest about his answers and doesn't seem like he's loyal to Dromik. But then again, I open to thoughts.
Peanut's a big softie. He can't imagine. Ultimately, he can't imagine killing a kid. Even though he gets that the kid represents a lot of potential danger.
I don't know, guys. I'm still trying to weigh the pros and cons here, and I'm not sure how I'm feeling about walking around with a literal bomb attached to us.
In a cave.
It's such a Sophie's choice.
I don't know. I'm struggling because after the conversation, I'm at a crossroads. I know the kid. He's not purely evil, and he doesn't really deserve to be a bomb. But like if we were to take him to Gorham, we would have to travel with him quite a lot. And to Sarbus's point, there's probably a lot of fights that we're gonna be taking him through to get him to Gorham.
Yeah, and just consider this. We're about to head to this town, Exhaustion. We're bringing him into a city full of innocent people. And if you guys are okay with him going off in the middle of that city, then, that's your call. I'm not a part of it.
How likely is it that he would just get his throat slit in the middle of the city? Like, he has to die in order to explode. Is it likely? I mean, you know more about the Underdark than we do.
Well, you don't think that there are going to be threats along the way?
There absolutely.
We have to be really careful.
There could be.
Also, is there a third option? I mean, is there a way to, I don't want to say store him, but
Can we just keep him in the bag of
Put him
holding?
in the bag of holding.
Just let him.
What would happen if he explodes within the bag of holding? Would the bag of holding just be intact?
be the bag of not holding?
You know what? I think it would actually. I don't think it would be destroyed, but I think a lot of the stuff inside of it would be damaged.
Yeah.
And he would.
Hold on a second, kid. I gotta pull a couple of stuff out of this bag.
He
Metagamingly, this is
yes.
justifying my desire to not have kids. No offense to kid people.
Sure. And he would run out of air in about 10 minutes in that bag, and then he would blow up in the bag. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Is that true? There's no air in the bag?
Yes.
yeah.
There is no air in the bag.
That sounds...
Is it
Amazing.
something that we've made up, or is this like something that people just know?
No, that's a thing. It's in the rules somewhere.
Okay. I mean, you're the dungeon master.
I think Bloom would be vehemently against killing him. However, I do understand the dangers, and I think I would be visibly upset, but I would also say if he is going to go, is there a humane way? Can we put him in a sleep or something and then push him over the edge so he doesn't, so it's nicer.
Humane? I mean,
Yes.
it feels like throwing him into a pit with an exploding bomb would be a pretty, maybe not humane, but pretty fast.
It'd be a pretty quick way to go.
Well, you're not 100% sure the fall would kill him.
Wouldn't be suffocating in a bag.
Can we put him to sleep before we push him over the edge just so I don't have to see the look of sorrow and in his eyes as he goes over the edge?
Can someone make him pass out first?
I can. Okay.
I love how this is turned into which is the most humane way to kill the child.
Welcome, listeners, to our clearly most upbeat installment today.
Episode. Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
This is the feel-good episode.
I don't think we
Welcome
should do
to
it.
Roll, Hit, Infanticide.
Oh my god.
Wait, did Bloom just say she doesn't think we should do it?
I think that's been my stance this whole time. But I am one of 5 or 4 other people, including Orion. So mine's one vote.
Peanuts a softie.
So if it's 3 against 2, we lose.
Yeah.
Can we just dress
Well-
the kid up? Like, could we disguise him?
It doesn't get rid of the bomb, though. I think that's Sarbis's main point.
Yes.
Unless you disguise him as like a mattress. Like just completely wrap him in
Just turn him into a
cushions,
purse,
so when
and
he-
we'll carry him around.
yeah.
Do we have any wizard friends? God, that sounds so boomer.
Do we got any magic friends up there that might be able to look at that?
Like, for real.
Like, what are the chances that we would be able to disable the bomb, or
Call in the bomb squad.
like get rid of it?
Like, it's something that we haven't really investigated, other than we know that there's a
Yeah.
bomb in this chest, and that it's
Yeah.
Right.
And he said integrated into his system heavily.
It's embedded into him, and it would. I think removing it would probably. I mean, if you were just like trying to pry it out with a dagger, that would probably injure him to the point where he would die and it would blow up. But there may be like an arcane way to do it. Something like dispel magic would not work. That gets rid of a spell effect, but this is more like a magic item that would require a sort of a higher level of
Power.
I think there's a spell that lets you teleport objects. No.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anybody got that one?
No, but do we know of anybody who would have one?
I mean, there like back in Sanctuary, there were a lot of people that knew how to do lots and lots of things, but also, maybe where you're headed and exhaustion, it's possible. But yeah, you're not sure.
Yeah.
I can tell you what you do know of exhaustion is that it is, it's a mining town, but the mines sort of went dry some time ago, and so it has fallen on hard times in the last few years. And so it's a poor town, and so there might not be a lot of like high level people that would have that kind of power. But then again, you never know. Apparently, someone who was there had enough power and foresight to send Orion from there. So there's somebody there.
To Sarvis's point, I guess, if the thought of him blowing up, even in an attempt to remove the bomb in the sanctuary, would go against everything Bloom has built, and so that would be very hard for her to be okay with as well. So I'm still against it. I think Peanut and I are both against it, but there are 3 other votes. So nay for Bloom, nay for Peanut, but what say you?
Well, I think Janos is tipping a little bit because Sarvis mentioned the possibility of us going into some kind of area with civilians, and he might go off in that scenario, right? So I'm trying to think of like the greater good, and even though like all my gut is saying we shouldn't do it, I think it's the better option. So I think my vote is yay, but I don't know if we have to do it immediately. And so I think what Jonas would say is like, we can definitely, like, if we're going to do it, doing it outside of the cave sounds better because we don't know like what might happen with, if we break some stuff that might kill us too. And also taking him a little bit further and not bringing him to exhaustion gives us both the chance of trying to find someone who could teleport the thing off of him, or killing him like in the open air or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess, Sarvis, I want to hear your point about the pit, being by the pit, because I feel like that was part of your point.
Yeah. If we're talking about a safe way to dispose of him, this pit is very convenient because it is deep and we have a much less chance of getting hurt by the blast. But if we want to get rid of him later, that's going to require a little bit more strategy.
You're right. And who's to say we aren't going to run into more bad guys down the tunnel and have him potentially explode right by us?
All of our efforts are going to be protecting him. He's too much of a risk.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
I say aye.
What about Orion?
You say aye to throwing him in the pit?
Yep.
Okay. So Orion, yeah, he's like, I mean, there are parties in exhaustion that I believe could help the boy, as much as I hate to say it. But there are also parties there that would disapprove of his presence for many reasons, I think. Have we considered just leaving him? Or you really want to kill a child? I mean, I'm all for... I've killed children before. Don't get me wrong.
That goes back to our third option. We come back for him.
I don't know. I feel like that's a liability later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like these assholes.
Yeah.
They.
Now there's a vendetta.
Oh no, man. Choices.
All right, let's just finish the vote. What does Orion say?
Damn it. Look. I would just as soon throw him in the pit, but there is someone in exhaustion who may be able to get more information and use out of him. That said, whatever information he has, I didn't have yesterday, and I'm just fine without. But I'm not in the know as much as you all are about what you need to do, where you need to go, who you need to kill, who you need to save, all that sort of thing. So, at best, I feel like I get half a vote here. I'm fine for leaving him, for killing him, for whatever, but if he is who you say he is, he may be as much of a benefit as he is a detriment, and he may having him may give us some sort of leverage in the future against the other versions of him. I mean, it sounds like on some level he's expendable to them, but maybe not. I don't know. I think we could find out more. But I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this. I'm happy to kill anybody anytime. You know that, Sarvis.
That does change things, because if he's useful, then I'm down to pursuing whatever comes through.
I can't guarantee he's useful, but I know one person in particular who, if anybody could glean more information or sort of turn him towards different purposes, it would be her.
Tell me more about this person.
Well, she's the one that sent me down to the Underdark to summon Orcus. She's her name's Byronari. Sarvis, you would actually recognize the term Byronari in the Aquan dialect of Primordial, which is what Tritons speak. The closest direct translation would be grandmother, but it is never used specifically for someone's grandmother. Like, there are other more common words that you would use for grandmother, grandfather, that sort of thing. This is more like an honorific term, or like a matriarch, but you've never heard it applied specifically to a person who wasn't like some legendary concept of grandmother, that kind of thing. But anyway, so he says Byronari, she's the one sent me. And yeah, like I said, if anybody could figure out what's up with this kid and what to do with him, it might be her. That said, if you don't trust him, if you think he could detonate, I don't want to bring him anywhere near her. It's not that she can't take care of herself, but it would be extremely disrespectful. But I think she could, if given the opportunity, at the very least get the bomb out of him. Like I said, I don't know. You could fill a book with what I don't know about this woman, but I trust her. And I believe that she, if anybody can, she could help him. She could help us all.
That sounds promising.
I'm down for that.
This sounds like a great next step.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about her involvement with Orcus and like how she orchestrated all of that, but sure.
Yeah. Well, and she was right about what would happen, how it all orchestrated, and he was not convinced that he would survive, but she said he would, and he did, against all odds of going down there and becoming enslaved and getting a demon prince to attack the city. So, yeah, I trust her with my life. I thought I was going to die on this mission. She came through. But I don't know like I said, I don't know what this kid is to her, what she could do, whatever.
Okay.
So long rest, and we head out in the morning? Or
But
did
also
we already do the
think-
long rest?
But also think of the sound that he would make when he hit the bottom.
Falling.
You ever heard the sound of a coconut hitting a rock? Oh, I love it. Anyway.
I don't want to sleep next to Orion.
I've done some real bad stuff while I was in the Underdark. I apologize. But seriously, I will slit his throat.
I was waiting for somebody to be like, "Shut up, slave!"
That's my
Oh, that's right.
purse.
You guys technically own him, right?
Yeah.
Peanut does.
Yeah.
I think based on that, I would still push for keeping him alive, at least until this person meets him. And then, yeah, it would be our goal to keep him safe until we get there, I guess.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And Orion does say that once you're, as you exit the Underdark, you will come out in a series of mine shafts that were sort of on the outskirts of the city or the town of Exhaustion. Surrounding that, it's pretty sparse. Like right on that area, there's not much. There's some defunct farms and ranches and things like that. But it's not like you would emerge right into a downtown where you would blow people up instantly or anything like that. There's still room for travel after that. It's not far though.
Okay.
It's not like you have to go through a wall of demons and undead. It's just a straight shot.
So is that the plan? Do we all agree?
So
I
the
know.
boy lives for now, is what you're saying.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. This was a strangely dark episode.
Yeah. I'm thinking about my friends and family that are gonna listen to the thing. Like, oh, we got a psychopath in the family.
Yeah.
It could have been a whole lot darker, though.
Yeah.
We at least discussed it.
It went from you going like, you know what? There but for the grace of God go I. I think this kid, we should probably give him the benefit of the doubt. It went from there to, let's just kick him into the pit. Maybe I could put him to sleep and we just throw him. Wow.
Throw him
Okay.
like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think this is as good a place as any to say that we are done for the day. I think that brings this episode of Roll.Hit.Die to a close, and we will continue to the surface next time.
Womp
Nice.
womp.
Don't judge us.
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess we will...
Hashtag safe space.
And I guess we'll wait till next episode to kill this poor child.
Oh, no.
That was good. For a minute there, I thought I was going to have to roll some fall damage for this kid and see what happened.
It's like, I'm not dead,
How-
but I'm severely hurt.
Yeah.
Well, how deep is the pit? It was like 100 feet deep.
You could see as far
How
down
much
as
damage is
120
that?
feet, but I was... It's for every 10 feet, it's a D6. For a child, that's more than enough, but it is kind of jagged, so there was a chance that he could like fall and like land just like 20 feet down on like an
Ugh.
outcropping of some sort.
What if
So-
he, like, barely fell to the first outcropping and then exploded?
He falls like 4 feet
Yeah.
and hits his head.
Boom.
Misjudged that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man,
Okay.
that would have been
Oh my
awesome.
lord, that.
It
Such a hard choice, though.
awesome things could still happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're still sleeping by the pit. Who's to say in the middle of the night?
Oh lord.
We could
Yeah, make sure
find
you-
other pits.
Yeah,
This
you can
is
find
true.
deeper,
Yeah.
smoother pits.
Maybe. Yeah.
Here, climb up to the top
Oh,
of this
guys,
grain
I found a
silo.
well.
Yeah.
Watch as we start, like, leaving the cave. The kid gets like bronchitis from getting like
I know.
bad.
I was so gonna ask.
Starts coughing, and we're like, ah.
Yeah. Just based on insight, does he look healthy? I mean,
Right?
is he well fed?
We're going to become the most paranoid helicopter parents ever.
Seriously.
He's completely bald. He's been on chemo for a while. Oh, too dark. No, too dark.
Got a really bad rash.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did I mention he has head lice?
Yeah.
Oh
Alright.
man. Okay. Well, that was fun. So thanks for joining us, and we will
Thanks, y'all.
see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hey, it's Sarvis. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow at Roll.Hit.Die on Twitter and at Roll.Hit.Die Pod on Instagram. Or learn more at Roll.Hit.Die.com.